everyone, yes, I'm still here. Okay, so quick update. As you can probably tell, everything on the back here is one in no semblance of order whatsoever, but also it's kind of all on the shelves because it's no longer on the floor. I've actually got a sofa bed in front of me. I can see floor for most of it. So if you go back to a few videos where I showed you the state of this room, it's quite amazing. In fact, I'll show you. So look at this. Look, all this floor's gone. Look, all the books on there are gone. They're all gone from down there. Okay, yeah, don't judge. I've still got that little pile. But look at all this floor space. I mean, I would like to say, yay, I sorted all my books. I've got rid of ones I didn't want, and these are all my books that I have in the house. But that would be a lie. I have boxes of books everywhere else. So my youngest room is currently full of 8 boxes of books. There's currently 5 under my bed. Yeah, so it's in the process of being sorted. Although I have got rid of 5 bags of books now. So some have gone to a school library. A lot have gone to my local library because they're accepting donations of books because obviously there's no funding from councils anymore. So it's been quite handy. So I've done like a big clear and unhaul. And no, I'm not doing one of those unhaul videos. I'm not that organised. So they've gone. So now I'll be going back through. A lot of this on here is to be read. So hopefully as I go through this, I'll decide if I want to keep it or not. And then a bit more clearing out to do in here and possibly another bookcase to come in. Fingers crossed. Review time. So I went to my library. When did I go to my library? February? Beginning of February? I don't know. A little while ago. I've had to renew the books since then because I haven't actually read them all and they needed returning, so I've renewed them just for now. So what I have read are all the graphic novels I got. So I'm going to start up. This is Star Wars Visions. This is a manga version of the anime series that's on Disney Plus, which I did really enjoy. I like those kind of in the universe stories, playing in the sandpit. Really enjoy Visions. Highly recommend it. So my main complaint with this is it's not as pretty. I'm sorry. It's in black and white, which normally isn't a problem, but Visions is so visually spectacular. I mean, some of the stories literally rely upon their visual elements, and the fact that a lot of that is lost in the black and white panels, it just didn't hit as hard. It's only a selection of a few of the stories. It's not all of them in the anthology that they've done, but it doesn't... I would say it was the wrong medium. It's there as an anime. It did not need to be a manga as well, which would be my drawback. If you've not seen the anime, you're going to really enjoy this because you have no like visual spectacle to judge it against. But frankly, if you've seen the anime, this, if you're a completist, yes. But if you're quite happy with having watched the anime, just stick with the anime. Really lovely though. I mean, obviously the stories in Visions are amazing. It's character development, flaws of obviously being dark side, light side, just a Force user. There's nothing to do with the Skywalker saga in here whatsoever, so you don't need to see the films or anything. It's just stories set within the Star Wars universe. And they're amazing. They're all tonally very, very different. Really nice, but unnecessary. Wonder Woman's Sacrifice. I do like Wonder Woman an awful lot. Which one's this? Oh, this is the one where we delve more into Diana's mind and she's trying to be like brainwashed into being these 1950s American woman and she's fighting that. So it's quite interesting seeing that battle going on in her mind of how they try and break her and how she's trying to stand up against it and everything. I think something else comes before this. I'm not quite sure. I mean, this is volume 2. So clearly something comes before this, so I was a little bit out of the loop, but this one actually did stand quite nicely on its own. I didn't really need to know what else was going on around it because it's so Diana-centric. Really enjoyed it. The artwork in this is amazing. I love how every time we go into Diana's mind, it's, you know, the artwork is different. So this is outside, and then this side, that's Diana's mind. And it's, you know, each time it's got this very different visual element to it. So you can tell exactly where you are. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed this one. Then there's Wonder Woman Loveless. Similar vibes to this one. This is Wonder Woman trying to figure out like where she belongs in the world of like superheroes. You know, trying to remain true to herself, but also being influenced by everything going on in the world around her. The problem I found with this one is there was a lot of other backstory going on that I really needed to know in order to get this. There's this stuff that appears in the sky and it's like, what's that? There's references to other stuff that's gone on and I'm like, what's that about? Yeah, I mean, all this. And they're like, oh, go and look at another issue. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Yeah, here we go. Current issues of Justice League and other Year of the Villain tie-ins. I shouldn't have to be reading more than one other comic series to understand what's going on in one comic book series. I really annoys me when they do that. Marvel started doing it an awful lot. DC, it seems to be every time I pick up a DC, it's related to like 3 other comic series going on within the DC universe, and it's like, I can't invest in all these different characters, particularly when actually a lot of the DC characters I don't give a damn for. I really don't care. So yeah, so that would be my bugbear with this one, that I kind of needed to know what was going on in the wider DC universe. And of course my library doesn't hold all those, so I don't know, and I don't know where to go and look this up. I'm sure there's a database somewhere that tells you where everything ties in, but I'm not that kind of a nerd. But otherwise, I really enjoyed it. Again, the artwork's really good. The story itself going on, you know, again, it's very much about Diana and the Amazons and her relationships and her life and that. So for me, all that worked really well. It's when everything else within the DC universe starts interfering, and it's like, it's not even as though you could just jump in and go, yeah, I get this. There's so much being referenced that's not even explained, and it's like, glossary of terms, please, people. Anyway, I also picked up Superman 78, The Metal Curtain. So this is literally like a continuation of the Christopher Reeve Superman films. Big fan, thank you very much. It's Christopher Reeve, it's all the original cast from the films and all that are in here. And this is basically Russia. Has its own superhero. And it's about Superman being true to who he is, you know, standing up for truth and justice, but also, you know, looking for peaceful solution and all that, while coming up against like this brainwashed Russian soldier, who is given these superpowers, this super suit. And it's quite interesting seeing how obviously the Americans of the time period, you know, 70s and 80s, were also very gung-ho, Cold War, we don't trust anybody. And then Superman, who's like, you know, who's going to suffer here? It's not you guys, it's not the military, it's the innocent people who are going to suffer. And him literally standing up and doing what he does and bringing peace, which is really lovely. But yeah, I enjoyed that. It's a nice standalone. Everybody knows the Superman story. Most people have experienced Christopher Reeve's Superman at some point. So I like these sort of ones. Right, so that's not bad actually. I know four graphic novels from my library, which I hadn't read, and the majority of them I could read quite happily, and it was okay. Yeah. So I went to the library earlier. I was looking specifically for Kate Moss's Labyrinth, but they didn't have it in stock, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that because I really want to read that, having read her Warrior Queens and Quiet Revolutionaries. So clearly she has done a lot of research for her books. And it's like, yeah, I could do with a historical fiction kick at the moment, so we'll go for that. Any graphic novels you have read recently? A decent Wonder Woman one, that would be really nice, please. Recommendations down below. What have you borrowed from your library recently? As always, thank you very much for watching. Happy reading and take care. Bye.